Now to honoring a giant of the Senate, Harry Reid, the Nevada Democrat who served 5 terms and helped steer passage of the Affordable Care Act as Senate Majority Leader. He died Tuesday at the age of 82 after a 4-year battle with pancreatic cancer. Flags at the Capitol have been lowered to half staff, and President Biden is among those paying tribute to the former senator. Joining me now with more on his legacy, his life, is Heidi Heitkamp, former North Dakota U.S. Senator and ABC News political contributor. Senator, thanks so much for taking the time with us this morning.
Thanks so much for the opportunity to honor Harry on national television. He was an amazing man and somebody I won't forget ever in my life.
And that's why we wanted to talk to you, because we can talk about his political accomplishments. But first of all, I want to send my condolences. Sorry for your loss. A lot of people are mourning his loss, but as you said, you were very close with him. Tell me, how do you think he's going to be remembered, his legacy?
You know, there's things that Harry did that people have forgotten about. First off, he was an environmentalist. Every person who believes that the direction of our country in terms of energy should be renewable, they should be thinking about Harry Reid. He was a champion of solar energy. The coal industry famously hated Harry because he said coal made him sick. And so he wasn't afraid to speak his mind. He also was a feminist, and people forget that. He recruited more women to the Senate, put women in leadership positions. I think that when I think of Harry Reid, I always think of his love and affection for his wife and his respect for the perspective that women brought to the Senate. And then finally, what I'd say about Harry is that he fought for the little guy. He never sold out to big money interests. He tolerated big money interests. I remember, he was never eloquent, but I remember the best speech I ever heard Harry give was at a Code Talker, Native American Code Talker celebration, where he went through what we owe Native culture and the colonialism that destroyed that culture. And I kept thinking, okay, now I see the trial lawyer, the old trial lawyer, making the closing argument, being eloquent, bringing people along piece by piece. And so there's things about Harry Reid's legacy I think will be talked about, whether it's the Affordable Care Act, whether it's encouraging Obama to get into the presidential race. But I think about him as a much deeper, much more complex kind of individual.
Yeah, his resume in the Senate is certainly long. As a friend of his, I'm curious, and I know I'm putting you on the spot, but you've probably been thinking a lot about personal memories with him. Can you give us a story that the general public would just not know, something that happened between the two of you?
Well, Harry and I had a famous dust-up after the 2018 midterms, and so I'm not going to go into the details, but we had a pretty tough conversation. And I remember thinking, I'm doomed. I'm never going to get anything anymore because of some things that I said in a closed caucus meeting. And just later on that year, Harry was very, very interested in doing something to expand the investment tax credits, which were essential to the growth of solar, wind energy, and wind energy with the production tax credits. And he brought me in and he said, how can we get a deal done? He believed in policy first. He didn't use that job just to get power for his friends. He used that job to change the trajectory of this country. And I think people need to understand that not every politician is just into it for themselves or their money. Harry Reid was that guy. He was the guy who was interested in getting a deal done that moved the country in the direction he believed the country needed to be moved to.
Beautiful way to end the conversation, Senator Heidi Heitkamp. Thank you so much, and please, our condolences to Senator Reid's family.
Well, and to his family, there was nothing that Harry loved more than his wife. And anybody who knew Harry well knew that she was an essential part of his success. And so my condolences to her.
Ours as well. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.